Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, both of them, will be up for sale. So let me condense the history. Essentially, Tolkien sold the rights, and it was him. I love him, but he did sell the rights. He sold the film rights a while ago, and essentially they were managed by Saul and his company for a long time. In fact, I think the Peter Jackson films technically were licensed to Warner Brothers through the Saul company. Because Warner Brothers did not produce any Lord of the Rings content, the rights have reverted back to the Saul company, for lack of a better term. This is not the actual producer. The producer died a while ago, so this is just a corporation. And now the corporation wants to sell the rights again, presumably to anybody who wants them. And already we're talking billions of dollars. Now people may be puzzled, wondering, well, wait a minute. If the Saul company had the rights, how did the Tolkien family sell the rights to Amazon? And the reason is there was a loophole at the Saul company, and that's why they're doing it on TV. If they could do a television program of a certain kind, essentially both sides could retain the rights. So that answers the question about, well, why are they doing it as a TV show? They had to. That was the only legal way to sell the rights and do the program. That's why they're doing the appendices. They're not doing Lord of the Rings. They're just doing the appendices to Lord of the Rings. So is this good news, bad news, exciting news? Canonically, the only thing Tolkien did not want was Disney. He didn't like Disney. He didn't like their films. He didn't like how they did fairy tales and folk tales. So that was kind of like the only editorial he had. He didn't want to sell it to them. Beyond that, he didn't seem to care, frankly. And the Tolkien family's a little bit all over the place with the Jackson films. Christopher did not like the Jackson films, but other members of the family did like the Jackson films. So they're a little split on what happened with the films and the television programs after they sold the rights. So from one angle, if you're just a fan, this is more content. And from the perspective of this channel, that's good. I'm going to get some views out of this. But obviously in terms of larger canon, this is kind of disturbing, but also it's in a way not controversial. Because, again, if we follow the copyright laws, The Hobbit itself will become public domain soon. So that's kind of mixed news, because whatever happens with the rights, they're only going to be of limited value for only a short time while longer. Again, if the family allows The Hobbit to enter the public domain. Though I'm guessing they may try to fight that. But again, according to copyright laws, a lot of the Tolkien works will actually be public domain, so everyone will have access. So there we are. Given how expensive the rights are going to be, we're talking billions of dollars. This is only going to be a few companies that could possibly do this, whether Netflix, Disney, maybe some private investors, right? Elon Musk, because again, basically, Amazon is Jeff Bezos. So it's only a handful of people who can really acquire the rights, much less produce these films and television shows. But you also got to be honest, given the case with Amazon, if you're going to spend this much with the rights, you're not going to have a lot of money left over to do the actual films and or television programs. So the quality of what we're going to get may vary quite a lot. And we're probably going to get more or less the same thing. We're going to get a fairly good cast for the money that's going to be offered, but probably a mixture of experienced people and inexperienced people. The casting will not reflect the books, and they have to make their money back. So they're going to do things to the story to make it more dramatic, more Hollywood, or more celebrity focused than Tolkien ever imagined. So good or bad, it may take a few years, but we're going to get more Lord of the Rings and or The Hobbit, because I can't imagine someone not wanting to do this. It may take a little while, but somebody is going to acquire the rights, and they're going to start production immediately because they don't want to do it before the copyright runs out. Good or bad, it may sound crazy, but we may actually have simultaneously, at the same time, two shows covering the same time period within the Tolkien universe from two different companies. And there we are. As crazy as it is, we may have multiple Hobbits occurring simultaneously in a weird kind of multiverse of media with the Tolkien canon. Whether it's a good thing or bad thing, don't know, but it's going to happen.